We've always been taught that paying off your mortgage as quickly as possible is ideal. It's proof that you've succeeded, that you're free. Many families make accelerated payments, adding a few $100s here and there, hoping to see that famous mortgage debt disappear. And I understand. It's reassuring, isn't it? But today I'd like to offer you another perspective. What if the goal wasn't to pay off your mortgage as quickly as possible, but rather to use its value to build something even greater? Welcome to my channel, Shelba Mindset. Here we talk about real estate, personal development, and stock market investment. If these topics interest you, don't hesitate to subscribe so you don't miss any of my future publications. Before we continue, it's important to understand what equity is. It's a word we hear often, but don't always take the time to explain. Equity is simply the portion of your house that you truly own. If your house is worth $500,000 and you still owe $300,000 to the bank, then you have $200,000 in equity. This amount represents the net value you have accumulated, often thanks to two things: the gradual repayment of your mortgage and especially the increase in your property's value over time. This equity, it's sleeping within the walls. It doesn't generate income. It doesn't help you pay your bills. Yet, it could be used to invest. Let's take the example of Sophie and Mark, a young couple with 2 children who live in Longueuil. They bought their house in 2016 for $320,000. Today, thanks to market evolution, their house is worth approximately $520,000. They still owe $250,000 to the bank, which means they have about $270,000 in equity. This capital they accumulated simply by living in their house without thinking about it. But this money does nothing as long as it's not activated. If you are in the same situation as Mark and Sophie and you don't know where to start, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, send an email to the address in the comments. At some point, they started asking themselves questions. Would it be smarter to use part of this value to buy another asset? An apartment building, for example. After talking with their financial advisor, they decided to refinance their house. They gained access to $150,000. They used this money as a down payment to buy a duplex in St. Hyacinthe for approximately $385,000. What they did in reality was transform a dormant house into a financial springboard. This approach requires courage, but most importantly, it requires a change in mindset, because we grew up with the idea that all debt is bad. There's a quote I really like that perfectly illustrates this change in mindset. Money works harder than any human being. All that's left is to unleash it. By freeing their equity, Sophie and Mark freed their potential. What I want you to remember today isn't a magic recipe, nor is it advice, but rather a path for reflection. You must remember that your house can be much more than just a roof. It can be a tool, a lever, a springboard. If you use it intelligently, it can help you build something like solid and lasting for your future and that of your children. Financial freedom isn't always at the end of the mortgage. Sometimes it starts with a change in perspective. Thank you for participating in this reflection. To continue developing your winning mindset, click on one of the videos appearing on the screen. I'll see you in the next video.